4 million and 3 million. Oh my god, guys.
Emotional damage.
The next batch of new champions is coming to Raid Shadow Legends next week, guys. Currently, I am on the test server, so big shout out to Plarium for letting us jump on the test server early on to have a look at these new additions. And my god, in today's video, we're gonna have a look at the best of the best. Forget about Georgid, that's all I'm saying. This new champion from the Shadowkin faction, guys, Ieyasu, Unreal Ieyasu, absolutely freaking nuts, okay? Let me just quickly walk you through the skill set and all the rest of the things. He is a Void Legendary and attack-based champion. Of course, he will suffer of pretty much the same issue like Georgid. Survivability, right? He's not a mythical champion. He won't swap forms or anything like that. But trust me when I'm telling you that he is just nuts. Plus, he looks really, really badass. So, the base stats, 14k HP, a bit low. 1630 attack, 1000 defense, 103 speed, and the rest of the stats are pretty basic. With A1, attacks one enemy 2 times, the Exorcism Cutter. Places an extra hit if the target is under a buff, which works very well in the current meta. Places 2 extra hits if the target is under a buff and is from the Undead Hordes faction. Sifi, Rotos, UDK, Nakret, you guys name it. And then grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. Occurs once per skill. So you can basically go in with A1, kill extra turn, kill extra turn, kill extra turn, and have that type of fun. Or of course rotate the other skills faster. With A2, Violent Purification, attacks one enemy 2 times. Before each hit, destroys the target's max HP by 10%, stacking up to 50%. This makes him a super great counter for champions like Narcissus. Once you drop their HP, of course, they're not going to deal the same amount of damage, unlike Taras. This effect does not work against bosses. The damage inflicted by this skill will increase by 10% for each buff and debuff on the target, stacking up to 100%. So the more buffs they have, the more damage. The more debuffs, the more damage. This is actually something really, really nice, and I should try him in the Hydra clan boss as well, because I'm very curious to see what sort of damage we're getting from here. Now, finally, if the target is killed by this skill, places a block revive debuff on the enemy. As simple as that. Then, of course, you have the A3, which is the creme de la creme. Final Vengeance, attacks one enemy 2 times. Will ignore 50% of the target's defense, as well as Stone Skin, Shield, and Strengthen buffs. And probably you guys are wondering, Skratch, isn't this going to be just another Mazamel? Hell no, guys, okay? This is literally putting Mazamel to shame, to be honest with you guys, because the damage is just nuts. Think about Georgid, okay? And you're gonna get pretty much the same sort of numbers. Think about Queen Eva with her A2, and you're gonna get pretty much the same type of numbers with 2 hits as well. So you're gonna put to sleep pretty much anyone with this skill. In some cases, a UDK and somebody else too, which is definitely very, very nasty. Now, of course, as I mentioned, he does have survivability issues. You will have to build him on Stone Skin plus Savage, especially for Live Arena. For Classic Arena, you will need to offer him some support, regardless if we're talking about an Nakret, a Duchess, or something else to keep him alive. Then you have the passive, Onria's Duty. Whenever this champion attacks, all enemies except the initial target receive damage equal to 25% of the damage dealt to the initial target. So this is actually pretty nice, because it's almost like a AoE attack from the passive, which has no cooldown. So for example, if you're gonna attack, let's just say a UDK, you're gonna deal 100k damage to UDK, 25% of that damage will be spread to the other enemies. This will ignore 100% of the target's defense, it won't be critical, and it does not count as a hit, so nobody will counterattack or anything like that for it. Of course, if they have a shield, the damage will go in the shield. If you have a Harima, the damage will be reduced. But there isn't much that can actually reduce this damage except a Harima, to be honest with you guys. If they have a Strengthen, this damage will be reduced as well. But it's actually a pretty nice touch to have it, because it works with every single skill. And he will have an attack aura in arena battles by 35%. Now let me just quickly show you what this champion can do, then we're going to talk about the build. The good thing is that he is a Shadowkin guy. So if his damage is going to be good in Hydra, Lady Mikage will ensure that he's going to put in some serious work. I'm going to try him in this team that I've used recently. I hope that everybody has gear. To be honest with you guys, I'm not 100% sure. So let's do an ally attack with Lady Mikage. We are currently on brutal difficulty, by the way. This should definitely give us an idea. So 77k, 135, 79, 88. But the passive seems to proc a bit of damage too, which is actually nice. Definitely nice. Not a lot of damage, but it's still something that can be helpful, you know. So let's apply defense down and weaken now. Yeah, seems like we are missing gear on Yinchenza probably. So we're gonna go with the A2. The more debuffs, the more damage, right? So let's attack the Head of Mischief. 551, 596 on a non-decapitated head. I think we are onto something here, guys. I think we are onto something here. I think we are definitely onto something. The A1 was actually almost 1 million damage. So we gotta apply debuffs. Then we're gonna get 3 hits from there. That's actually very, very nice. So let's put some debuffs there. 364, 489, and the passive dropping damage on everybody is actually way more powerful than I expected him to be. So A3, 1,994,000, and we wiped all of the other heads because of the passive. Let's quickly check what we're gonna get when the heads are decapitated from the passive. So A1 here, 399, 431, okay. I thought that the more he will apply an extra hit on debuffs. Maybe I was dreaming about it. 458 to 54. I'm not gonna use the A2. I want to apply defense down and weaken first. Then we're gonna go in ham with the rest of the skills. Come on, Feral, I need you to apply the rest of the debuffs. That's actually some serious damage too. Look at the passive. Dropping 1 million damage from the passive, guys. Was that a million damage from the passive? 632, 676 from the passive. So think about it like having a bigger version of hacks on all of the Hydra heads when you're using him. Why didn't I thought about it from the very beginning? To take him in for a spin straight in here. You know, I think it would have been a much better thing. So let's check the A1 now and his passive. Okay, so 400k from hacks right there. 4 million and 3 million. Oh my god, guys. What have we just discovered here? Check this skill right here. Check this skill right here. Look at this. And look at the splash damage. 2.4, 1.4 million and 3 million. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, this is something that I was not expecting. I did not thought that he would be as powerful in the Hydra clan boss. But my god, look at that damage. It's just, we are on turn 5 and we have 150 million damage, guys. And we have no blessing on him either. Could you imagine a 6-star crushing rand? What we're doing here? Oh my freaking god. What the heck? Okay, that's all I'm saying. What the heck? Look at the A1. 1.21 million, of course, is with Theox in the team. And now we're gonna go A2, which ignores defense, but we have weaken. 901 million. Pretty damn solid. Honestly, it's crazy. So let me check the total damage. Theox with 14 million. And then you have Ieyasu with 116 million damage, guys. That is just mind freaking blowing, okay? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I really think that for Hydra is insane, okay? And not to bring in the rest of the pros that he has for Arena, where he's very powerful as well. But for Hydra, it is going to break stuff. I feel like Tranda broken #1 as a damage dealer. We have Toshiro. And then we have Ieyasu, who honestly might even have a chance to out-damage Toshiro. Crazy. Absolutely freaking crazy. So first, we're going to attack a team that has, of course, Harima in there. And we do have Mazamel, which can be pretty dangerous. So let's hope that we're going to take her out before she takes us out. We're gonna bring Necro to protect him a little bit because I don't have him built on a stone skin. I just kind of like wanted to see where I can get just with Savage, what sort of damage we're gonna get out of him. So as you may notice, they do have quite a bit of stone skin. So right now I have a couple of different options. Either I go with an ally attack and try to kill somebody. Probably we're gonna hit some reaction. We almost took that Harima down, which is actually pretty nice because it's the basic skill, right? Now we want to put that Mazamel to sleep, basically. So that's what we're going to try to do. Come on. So this skill ignores Stone Skin and defense. Let's see what we're going to do to that Mazamel. First hit, dead, okay? The second hit did not proc. Now imagine when you have a UDK and that, most likely you're going to kill them both. Of course, if Harima is on the team next to UDK and another champion, it will be a bit harder because Harima's passive will mitigate some of the ignore defense, but that's still not bad at all, actually. So right now, I actually want to go and do a different thing. I do have the option to basically either go in with a basic skill, either just block revive, okay? So because we have quite a few targets low, I'm going to go with the basic skill. So check this out. So we're going to go A1 on Harima. Extra turn, we're going to go A1 on Duchess. Extra turn. And then we're going to go in with this. Or we can go in with this, which hits harder because it ignores Stone Skin's shield and strengthen. Bang. Next, I want to try him versus Rotos, guys, because he doesn't like champions from the Undead faction, especially if they have buffs. And they will have a shield right here. So I'm very curious to see how that A1 will play out versus a Rotos with the ally attack. So let's try it out. So 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, if they went that far. So we got Rotos down with the ally attack and his basic skill. He just hates champions from the Undead, right? We have Ursaga in the enemy team. That will bring damage reduction. I want to see if this skill will actually kill Siphi. The first hit kills Siphi, so the second is not even required. Of course, probably these champions are not as powerful in terms of builds and stuff here on the test server. But it just kind of like gives you an idea of what he can actually do. I will look for UDKs as well. We're going to try pretty much everything, guys. So this skill blocks revive. Bang. We killed both of them. And that's mainly because of the passive. And of course, Ursaga's passive too, which soaks in some of the damage. And we just attacked Krisk. You know, that's pretty nasty. Let's give it another go. And hopefully this time around we are not going to get polymorphed. I really want to smack that Marichka a bit, you know. Okay, no polymorph. Weak hit on Siegfried. Doesn't really matter because that Krixia will decrease the cooldowns anyway. Okay, Marichka still has the stone skin. I'm pretty convinced that I won't be taking a turn before UDK, right? Let's try to put block buffs on Siegfried. Nice. So I'm going to try to block the revive on Siegfried, okay? Let's see. Ooh. So we did a lot of damage on UDK. We dealt a lot of damage on Siegfried too, but not enough to kill him. And because of it, he got the HP back. I was going to say, like, what happened there? Is actually his skill. So that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Not a problem. We still have a chance to take him down. We still have a chance to take him down. But we won't block the revive unless we're using the A1. So right now, we want to target... Who do we want to target? Let's try to get that Krixia down. Okay, down. And now we're going to go with the A3 on Siegfried. Okay, we killed UDK. We killed Siegfried too. Of course, we had a block buffs on Siegfried. But right now, we're going to have to basically wait and regroup. What I'm going to try to do is to take that Marichka down with the basic skill. And then I gain an extra turn. So, A1, extra turn. Beautiful. If I'm using this versus Siegfried, I think I'm going to... No, I'm not going to proc his passive because I already procced it. Block revive on Siegfried, beautiful. Dealt a bit of damage on UDK as well. But basically, you can do some very funky things with this champion. So we can do an ally attack, take that Krixia down. Of course, you're not going to gain extra turn when you're killing through ally attack and counter attack. He really reminds me a lot of Phanex with his basic skill. I don't know why. And actually, not just Phanex, but it's... what's his freaking name? Is the $50 champion, the epic one. And we're going to have to check it from the Bannerlords. I know it's with H, but I forgot his name. I haven't looked at his kit in a very long time. I think he gains extra turns whenever he kills an enemy with a basic skill. Very, very similar stuff right there. And bang. It's not the fastest, but look at that damage. 618k. And we went versus a very, very strong team. UDK is a hard counter for a lot of champions, guys. Let me quickly show you the build before I'm gonna change him to a stone skin set, guys. So this is what we have in terms of stats. They're pretty good stats, right? I took the gear from my Georgid and gave it to him. I have no blessing on him. We have 7.8k attack, 205 speed, full crit rate, 320 crit damage. So the stats are definitely not bad. But even with these stats, and considering that we don't have a blessing, the damage is nuts, okay? And it will be nuts even with lesser stats too. Masteries, offense, defense. We have Helm Smasher as tier 6. But you don't really have much better options in terms of masteries. So that's the new build, guys. I made him a bit faster. I gave him a pretty solid gear. Thankfully, I actually have good stone skin accessories for him. Not perfect, but much better than I have for most of the other factions. Total stats right now, we have 8,000 attack, 246 speed, so much better on speed, 100 crit rate, 280 crit damage. So we lost some crit damage. Of course, if you get a blessing on him, you're going to gain 500 attack, you're going to get HP, you're going to get defense, which honestly won't make much of a difference in terms of HP and defense, but the crit damage will make quite a bit of a difference, right? We kept the same masteries, and time to see what we can do with him this time around. We're actually going to change the team around a little bit, but let's see what this team can do, and I'm hoping that Warlord won't decrease the thermometer on my Krixia. Okay, it did not happen, so we can actually decrease the cooldowns. We can actually control a bit the thermometer on them with Armans. Oh, Narcissus got resisted. What is the chance for that to happen? We gotta polymorph him now, because if no, we are going to be in trouble. That's fine, because right now we have quite a few options. As an example, we can block revive on him. Beautiful, and that was one hit only. Of course, even on full HP, we're going to be able to wipe him. As long as he doesn't have strength and increased defense. If he has shield, block debuffs, and other buffs like that, he should be going down. And most likely, if he has only one of the buffs like strengthen or increased defense, we're still going to be able to wipe him, you know. We got to worry a bit about that Warlord. Hopefully, he doesn't have his A3 available again. Right now, let's polymorph him, actually. Let's polymorph him. I feel like it's a better thing. I supposed to don't necessarily do that, because right now we were going to gain extra hits versus that Sifi because of her buffs. And because she has no buffs, we're not actually going to gain those extra 2 hits. But that's fine. We're going to use the other skills to take the rest of the team down. Let's try to lock their skills as well. Beautiful. My god, these support champions hit so freaking hard. Why are they hitting so hard? So, drop a bit the thermometer. Okay, so right now we can block revive. Sifi, dead. So now we gotta deal with Ancora, we gotta deal with Warlord, which is fine. We should be able to take them down now. We're gonna go A1 on that Warlord, we're gonna gain the extra turn, and then we're gonna take Ancora down with the A3. Sounds like a plan, right? Sounds like a plan. If Warlord doesn't kill him, that's one of the issues with this champion. He's gonna die no matter what. Everyone can hit him, and he's just gonna be like a little fly, you know? He's gonna get absolutely demolished by any of these support champions. Like, everybody hits for like 16, 20k on him, you know? So a couple of hits, 3-4 hits, and he's dead. That's the con. Every champion has pros and cons, right? I do want to try him a bit in Hydra just to see what sort of damage he's gonna drop in there. So A1, Warlord dead, extra turn, A3, Ancora dead, game over. 2 minutes, not wasted, 205k damage from him. The best thing is that you can block the revive on a champion like Narcissus and then slowly wipe the rest. And yes, probably some of you guys are wondering, well, shouldn't I just use Mazamel? Shouldn't I just use Queen Eva? I do think that with everything that he has in his kit, he does have the potential to be much better in most of the fights, you know? I do want to try one more fight, guys, and then we're going to end it with Arena. He is an Arena champion, right? So that's why I'm trying to showcase him here. This is the Orc faction Unity champion. Not really sure what he's doing with the Banner Lords and the Undead in here, but I guess they have a pretty good run altogether, you know? And if we're gonna... Let's polymorph him for the moment. Okay, resisted. I kind of don't want to use this skill just yet, but we're gonna try anyway. So let's... Oh, we killed Marichka, and UDK is almost dead as well. And that was with the A3 that ignores Stone Skin. Pretty damn nasty, right? So, we got rid of that Marichka. We don't really have to worry about it much. And right now, we're gonna attempt to use that A3 again. Let's get more Thermiter. Let's keep them at bay a bit. Okay, we're not gonna polymorph nobody. We're not gonna polymorph nobody. And we're gonna go... Beautiful! That's why I do think he's better than Mazamel, better than Queen Eva. He has block revive on a different skill, that's true. But you can ignore Stone Skin with the other one and deal crazy damage because you ignore 50% of the target's defense. And you're just wiping crazy teams like this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What do you think about this champion? I'm super excited, and I hope they will make him a guaranteed so everybody can freaking get him that has the shards. Either way, that was all for the video. Much love as usual. Appreciate all of you guys watching. If you enjoyed the content, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.